Well, we're just going to do it like this, Miss. This is first show. Welcome to my channel, A Journey to Passion. This is my first show where we're just going to attempt to do this right. And this lovely woman here is agreed because she's debuting her channel, right? So she's a fellow content creator. I got to show the intro. Let me show the intro, babe, because we talked about
I was about to tell you, you missed the intro.
Okay, here's the intro. You ready? Y'all ready? This is the intro. This is so fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Misti Winter from Ocean Gem Tarot.
Hey guys.
Thank you for showing up and volunteering for this slaughter live, right?
It's not gonna be that bad.
It's a debut because I get to debut what I'm doing, right? Finally. And so you know, ladies and gentlemen, subscribers, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Let me try to get the chat up too. I'm nervous a little bit, but my friend making it a little bit easier. But I want to get the chat up just in case somebody gets on the chat. Okay. If they don't, they don't. She's debuting her channel. I started this channel 3-4 years ago. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So we're just going to do it live and I'm winging it. So I'm doing the best I can. We got Misti Winter here. So Misti, Misti. What made you, okay, I know you got a channel, right? You started out, you've made 3 videos, right? And when did you start your channel?
Like when I started or my first video? Because that's two different
scenarios. So we're debuting it, right? So you all know, because see, it's hard for us because we talk outside of here, right? So I know a lot of this here, but what's cool is we're kind of like both just starting to do our thing. And so I'd say your videos, right? Because actually you've made 3 videos before I made this first one.
I know, we gotta rip off the Band-Aid, dude.
Thank you for doing this. You got 13 subscribers now. And what made you start
16,
this channel?
16. Don't neglect the extra 3.
She's schooling me. Okay, so why? What made you decide to do a channel? I know tell us about your channel and what made you decide to start a channel?
Well, a long story. I was in a jacked up abusive marriage. If we want to go into me, you said, I got out of that and, moved into my house and, I just really I wanted to do something to help people because I know there's a lot of people that were in my situation, but a lot of people are ashamed to admit it or they're just stuck in that toxic cycle. And so I didn't want to go into something that was cliche and just go and make a channel, even though I want to help people and it be the same as everything else. Like, this is what you need to do. This is how you recognize these traits. I wanted something to stand out and really be able to help those in their situation. So I went into tarot, just because everybody goes through different situations and everybody has different seasons in their lives. So that's a way to connect with people and pull up these different situations and be able to give them helpful advice. Because I don't want it just to be like, because there's a lot of tarot channels out there, yes. But mine's focused on like the light and how to come out of the situations that we're in and what we need to self-reflect on and how we can change ourselves to become a better person and uplift ourselves to that next level that we need to be on. So that's really kind of why I dug into tarot, because it's kind of like it connects with people and it connects in different situations. But I don't want to focus on like situation you're going through and reading into other people and basically like just the drama part, because a lot of people are attracted to drama. I understand that, but I want to focus more on the part of the positive side and what we need to do to get through this and more self-reflection instead of looking at everybody else, because I've been there. Like, I've been laid off of my job as director of sales and marketing, and I was over hotels. I was the area director. My former company, they owed me a commission check. of like $12,000. They didn't want to pay me, so they laid me off because they didn't want to pay that. They blame everything on COVID and this, that, and the other. And so really, every time, like in that industry also, like you get a new hotel owner, well, you end up getting laid off because they want to bring in their own team, and it's just such a major turnover. And so in order to get ahead, you're always having to start over.
Right.
If
So
that
you're
makes
investing
sense.
in you,
Yeah.
basically, right?
And it's
More,
kind of like,
more.
how are you going to work towards retirement when you're never going to be able to stay with a management company long enough to be able to retire? Like, unless you're with brand, there's a ton of individual management companies, but unless you're with an actual brand, there's no place to really grow you. And then I was thinking, why do I want to sit here and work on everybody else's legacy when I should be working on my own?
Right. And you know what? That's kind of, I don't know, like you said, your preface to it was that you you went through something, right? We go through some kind of struggle that starts. It's like like
Mm-hmm.
an awakening in you, right? And you finally get to the end of, even if you were say it's a relationship or a bad job, where what you allowed in that situation, right? And it puts you in that. And the reason I say that, and I can say that with her, like I said, we talk a lot outside of here. So spirituality is a big thing. I believe in God, and everybody got their own take on it. We're not here to make you feel any type of way except important, valued, and empowered, right? That your opinion does matter, that everybody is unique in their own way. Everybody does their own thing. I wanted to, that when I started the channel, I wanted to do my thing. You started it with Tara and wanting to help other people out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole stigma on that too. And I'm not here to listen to what anybody got to
Oh,
say.
I do know the stigmas.
Right. And again, I again am no poster boy for anything outside of a willing vessel. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
willing to be humble.
Because I figure God shows himself in all different ways, whether you believe in Buddha, whether you believe in God, whatever higher power you believe in. I mean, there's good and evil in everything. There's good and evil in everyone. It just depends on what you do with that in order
Absolutely.
to empower others. Because I mean, I believe in God, but also do tarot, but I'm not doing it for malicious reasons. I'm doing it as guidance in order to help others to get to a higher sense of self.
Right. And I don't know, with me, and I guess I would ask you, through this whole process, there's a whole time self-improvement, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
say it was a bad relationship and this person was definitely this or that. But then again, you get to the end of all of that. There's no more story on their end of it once you're out of it, right? So
Yeah,
why is this in my head, right? So why am I sitting here thinking, well, now it's time for the self-love of that, right?
because
The
people need
self
to heal and they
Yeah,
don't do self-reflection and heal because
right.
a lot of people don't like to go within and work on themselves. They kind of like jump out of one situation and they wonder why their cycles keep repeating. It's because you're not doing the inner reflection in order to get past that. If you don't ever heal yourself and go within, and actually do that work, your shadow work, then how are you going to move on? You're going to keep looking for your type. Well, your type is not good for you. Quit having a type and look for the goodness in people and do that work within yourself. Because once you love yourself and you do that work within you, then you can move on and you won't keep repeating those cycles. That's why a lot of people, they stay in turmoil, whether it's work or relationships or this, that, and the other, because one, with work, they're too scared to leave a situation that might be toxic because the unknown is scary. They're
Right.
comfortable. And that's the big thing. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because a lot of people, that comfortable is what sits you in that stagnant, toxic situation. So you're never able to elevate and move further for what blessings are coming to you.
So, and again, you use the words that you use freely, what you believe, how you see that. I think my whole take on that is I'm not here to sugarcoat anything or
I hope not,
tell,
because that's going to be
right,
my thing.
or to tell you this is the right way. This is all something we do on our own, right? It,
Mm-hmm.
when you do fail at something, I hate to even use that word anymore. Fail is like you have to be excited about it, right?
It's not failure. It's the ending
Thank
of
you.
a cycle so that you can move
Right.
on to the new beginning.
And how do you know what better is until you fail at something, right? If you're
Mm-hmm.
if you're in the mindset of
Failures are lessons learned.
right, so they're no longer obstacles, they're
Yeah.
opportunities, right? Opportunities to better and to hone what they're doing. That being said, you're doing really well now. I think we're doing pretty good, right?
Yeah, we're making
Doing
it.
all right. We doing
Keep
all right.
on keeping on.
So when you're doing it now, you're pre-recording yours, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
See, now I did that, and that when you don't have anybody, I don't know. When we talk, we're constantly back forth, trying to get
Oh,
get,
always.
get each
Yeah.
other's stories in.
I'm gonna get my 1,000 subscribers, and I'm gonna have live reads and all that jazz,
Right,
and
right.
that's gonna be a lot of fun. So I can't wait for that point.
And I think most importantly, one of the things in like talking to you and different people in the chat rooms we've been in and other friends, shout out to Tasha, other people that we talk with every day, right? You don't see these people,
I
but you
love
talk
her.
every day. If you found yourself like, and I know about the kids, you got the kids there, but other than that, it's just kind of like me at home here. It's just I don't have any other life but this outside of the blessing of the blessing in this. Really, to be honest with you, is what I've learned in it, and to be able to come out and do
Mhm.
this with you. And I can't thank you for participating in this with me today.
Yeah.
I couldn't. You know what? I couldn't have picked a better person. And
Aw, thank
that
you.
being said, the blessing in this, for my son to get involved with this and that intro, by the way, my son did the music and the video on that. And I had some
It's the
intake.
bomb.com. I dig it.
It's the intake on it. And you know what? It's just going to get better. And then just different things we've talked about and his involvement in it. And I think, a long story short, my son was in the service. He's gone, we got to do something together and all this. And, what can me and you just do? And we love to fish, both love to fish. He thinks he's better than me. And I get it. And he will be later once
Just
I'm
throw
dead.
a
But
punch
until
him. You'll
then,
be good.
right, right. And oh, yeah, that's another thing. We'll get on that in a minute. So let me finish this. Let me finish this tangent, and then I'll be done. That being said, what are we going to do? And then here it is, years later. I mean, this is when my son was 18. Now he's a husband. He's a father. His wife is a registered nurse. God bless him, man,
Awesome.
and good parents, and they're there with their kids. And my grandbabies are beautiful. And the fact that he spent that time with me and come here to the studio and we did it, and we're doing it over the phone. That right there, I've won already. I'm the richest man in the world. So it's just up from here. And I want to put that in there and preface to you what do you want to do? Or if you had a choice, if you had the option to say, now that I've done this or I keep doing this, do you see it as still doing tarot, doing things? I know you're going to be one of these people that helps other people. That's what we do, babe. But
Yeah.
what would your thing be? What if you could skip
Well,
life lessons ahead and your
I
higher self and God working, what would that be for you?
I make art. I rock hounds and I make art out of the crystals, bring in positive energy like for homes and businesses and things of that nature. So I'm really working on getting that skyrocketed and getting more clientele in that. And I also make bath salts and candles and all that artsy fartsy stuff. But I really want to get this going because I have a charity that I'm starting to help people out of toxic environments. But it has a different twist on it as far as getting people out of abusive situations and kids. So I'm not just focused on only females and helping women and children, but I mean,
Right.
there's men in abusive situations as well. And people are like, oh, they're a man, they get out of that. Well, if you own a house and you have kids and you have custody of your kids, well, that's kind of hard as well. So I want to be able to help people without all the stipulations people put on it. Because a lot of
Yeah,
people
and
go to help. Mhm.
the opposite end like that from a man's situation in that, and
Yeah,
I
you
get
can't just pick up
couldn't
and
have
go.
that.
If you don't, some people are paycheck to paycheck. They're taking care of their family. You want to move, but yet you don't have the funds to be able to just pick up and leave. So you need help with that down payment. You need help with furniture and just to be able to pick up and go.
Right.
Um, so I want to be able to help people without all that because you can go to a church and like, well, are you a member? Have you gone to the classes? Well, no, but this is my situation and I'm
Right.
scared for my life. I'm going to die if I don't get out of this situation. Who is
Right.
there to help you? And nobody's there. They just want to send you to a shelter. Well, if you own your house or you rent your own house and it's in your name, why should you don't, maybe it's pride, I don't know, but you don't want to pick up your kids and go to a shelter, you
Right.
know? I mean, because think of and they don't have shelters for like men and children. They don't have shelters. So, I mean, some of them are just kind of like, okay, well, then you got to be on the waiting list. And then this, that, and the other. but yet you're paying on this apartment that's yours, but you can't seem to get this person out of your house. And I'm not talking about, I mean, there's going to be a screening process. People that keep repeating the cycles, it's kind of like, I'm not going to help you pick up and go if you're going to bring this person with you. So, I mean, just have those counseling sessions in line for people to help them prepare for it, and to keep going in the healing, because they are going to need healing. Kids are going to need healing. So really focus on getting my charity started. So like all my funds from like my readings, my art pieces I sell, I'm still working on getting that going because I need to
Right.
get my website going, but like 10% of all my profits from everything, it goes into a different savings account that I'm working on to get my charity started to be able to help people.
That's cool too. And I
Yeah.
can't imagine, God bless these, uh, well, males or females, mothers or fathers
Hmm.
going through this, that the families disrupted, that the kids are separated. Because, not only do you have in your case, being the mother, but you have the kids that you got to worry about too, right? And everything is just, and all
Hmm.
of that red tape in between there, man, if you could advocate for that, that would, just be like the what do they call it, the subway or something. It just takes you right there, right now, boom, and cut a lot of that out. Because when they're going through that,
Hmm.
they really don't have the time to sit and think, well, where do I want to be? I mean,
And it's kind of
and
like a lot of people, like, you try to save money, you try to do this, you're looking for different places you can go, you're taking the steps you need to do, you're working on your healing because you know that it's going to be hard or whatever the case might have you. But yet it seems like you keep getting roadblocks as you try to get out of the situation.
right,
So yeah, I'm just really focused on helping people.
that's, that's really cool,
My
man. I
gift.
think that's really cool. Um, I guess my thing would be if I could fast forward and everything is what it is. I could live comfortably. I don't have to have everything. I have everything
Going
right
to the
now.
ocean
I
and the
have
ocean and the mountains.
my family. I have a newfound relationship with myself, just
Hmm.
self-love, self-awareness, things that I'm working on, and have been a lot of work and struggles, but anymore it's not even a struggle. It's just like, what do I want to do? What do I want to be later? There's so much more to that. So I'm rich already, but if I had to have a position or uh, be like, this is it. This would be the thing. I'd like to. I don't know. I'm old, y'all, so I don't know what y'all remember about Jerry Lewis. He was a comedian, but the things he did, he used to do telethons, right, for the muscular dystrophy, and then like Danny
Yes.
Thomas, who
Hmm.
created St. Jude's, something along that line for all kids of all things. All are welcome at the table, right? All of us have had things that we struggle with, right? And in that, it's the breakthrough in it, right? It's not the struggle, it's the afterwards, because there is after that. There has to be. Or
Yeah.
you're like you said, you're sitting in that constantly. So that would
Hmm.
be my thing, to be able to just like that's what I would do for 4 days straight, where I could just be stupid. You know me, I can go on tangents and just, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
but 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 in my heart, just to make people laugh and encourage people to donate money and to help out these things. These are things nobody takes that time to do, you know?
Hmm.
It's just me. Hold on a minute. We gotta
No,
shout
everybody
out.
has like,
We gotta
what is it?
shout out
Like
because
fine print.
it's just me. I love you, hon. Thank you for your subscription, taking the time.
Oh, Monique. I love her.
See, this is what
She's
I'm talking about.
amazing, amazing, amazing woman.
And these are
Love
all
her.
people we met in another person's chat, Miss Kelly's chat, right? And
Hmm.
talk about spirituality and all that. And I'm not here to push anything on you, but I will tell you, I will push love in that chat, and the lady who runs that and everything. I'm one of her day ones before she even went live. I know you go way back
Yeah. So
to the
that we were
early
talking about
live
that.
days
The
in the
first time
chat.
she accidentally went live. It was awesome. I
Yeah,
loved it.
there's no way she couldn't have not gone live. There's just too much Miss
It was
Kelly,
meant to
right?
be. It
She
was
just
meant to be.
when she start cutting up and everything else, man, and then starts getting really serious with you. It's a good time there. It's good to it's a place of encouragement where we go, and it's kind of where we met, and man, it's crazy. So here it is, show number one. anything that you want to do, anything you want to talk about, promote on your channel before we get off here? Before you do, I want to thank everybody that showed up for Misty.
Yes,
If you
thank
get a
you.
chance, check out her
Appreciate you guys.
channel. She just started it. It's just me, Anthony, Tori. Man, my day one tour from back in the Spoon days. Thank you all for taking the time, man, and commenting and sitting through this with us. And Misty, thank you for
Thank you.
anything that you want to plug or do or finish this out with.
Plug or do as far as
Finish your channel or anything that you're doing.
well, I mean, we've kind of covered that. Visit Ocean Gym Tarot, please. Ocean and then GEM Tarot. Love you guys. Appreciate that one. Subscribe, like my videos. Trying to get out there, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can be on that next level and be able to do lives and have fun with people. But until then, yeah, I'm just working on guidance and how to better oneself. I mean, there's a lot of readers have their own thing, so mine's kind of more focused on kind of self-growth and the situations that we go through.
Right on.
Like, what do we need to do? Like looking within ourselves versus looking and throwing speculation at others, you know?
Right on. So what I'm gonna
Right
do,
on.
I'm gonna do it backwards. But anyway, before I close out the show, thank you, hon. Thank you for coming on here with me, making this so much easier and just making something I love to do. And
Why are
being
you
around,
doing your channel, Tony? You haven't told us that. Since we are debuting, what is your
oh,
reason for your channel?
what is my
What's your reasoning behind your channel? Where is it that you want to go? Why did you start it?
well, long story short, it's not that big of a story. I just went
When we
through
got into your son, you wanted to bond with him. But what's your purpose? Ooh, that's a good one. Uh-oh.
this why I don't like you, Misty. Could you be
Love you.
I love you too, man. Thank you. Really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for coming on to me. I don't know, just life struggles, a bad relationship, and not just that relationship. I think it's when I realized I had a bad relationship with myself. I didn't know it then. I don't know. I heard a pastor say, "I didn't know me then." And really, there's so much
But
truth.
look at me now. Oh.
Look at me now, right? No, and anybody that knows me, you know, I'm you know how long it took us to start this live. How long were we on there? An hour before we started this, and I got nervous.
Yes, I told you, I'm like, Tony, quit procrastinating. You're like, I know, just give me 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Well, so what happened was I went through all that, and I come to the end of, you know, it's everybody did this, and yeah, this was a bad person. They did this, and they did that, and all of that. And like I don't know if I said it earlier, there was no more that I could turn around and say this person did or this event in my life is still taking place. The only thing that was constant in it was my thought of it and my approach to it. And that's when it started to really click that there were so many things that I had to heal within myself. And that's being real, you know, and that's a constant thing. But I can tell you I'm leaps and bounds from where I was, you know, just the whole mindset of it now of uh healing some wounds and realizing that if I'm gonna want and I do plan to have, you know, a marriage in that. I do. This is something I want to do for me. So I'm marrying me, man. I'm courting me. This is the most
yeah,
important person
you have
I've
to.
ever right. And what is that gonna make me?
A
Perfect
better
for the
you.
person, perfect for that person who is better than themselves. They don't need me, but we complement each other, right? If I'm 100% and I'm you know, we're not always gonna be 100, but 98, we'll stay 95 to 100, and we got it flowing out a little bit, right? And that's going out. See, that's what I want, and I don't wanna be any less to anybody else, nor do I want less for me, so knowing my value, placing that, putting that out there, being that individual now, uh, and accepting the fact that that could change a month from now, a year from now, however, uh, the bottom line of it, God's gonna see that happen, you know?
It's all growth.
Again,
We have
that's what
seasons.
started
And
this.
seasons change.
And for people that were struggling or felt shame or anything, or just felt like, They didn't get a fair shake. I believe everybody deserves a fair shake. I just,
Mhm.
I argue with a lot of my church friends and that, and it is what it is. But I remember the things that say all are welcome at the table, right?
Mhm.
And the stories of Jesus and what I knew about. I didn't go to church. I didn't come to Christ till later in my life. So yeah, to sum it all up is just coming to terms with what I needed to work on as a man myself, as an individual, accepting what I can't change and accepting the fact that there are some things I can't change and I'm willing to change them, and it's a process. And
Yeah.
help others in doing that, right?
Mhm.
Because that's the only way you can live life. You're gonna make mistakes. It's just now my mistakes aren't like when I was younger, right? Just full of piss and vinegar. Then now they're I
Think
believe
not now.
more
Come
thought
on.
out anyway, but also empowering myself to say, this is where, boundaries, so
Mhm.
we can hate exes and things that we've been through and everything else, but
Mm.
really,
That just gives them a stronghold on you. Gotta
right.
move on.
Well, and it's not even about that anymore. It's about you, your core, and what you let go of and say, okay, I don't allow this no more. That's the
Yeah.
only way to stop that. And then new levels, new devils, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
New levels, new devils, and 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 I'm ready for that. But I'm just a little bit
Mhm.
more open heart and stay on that and know that I'm a work in progress and I'm happy with that. And
Aw,
that
so
would
his
that would
name
be my thing.
shine.
And that would be my thing. You know me, man. I'm a lover, man. I love on everybody, man. I love to make everybody laugh, sometimes at my expense. And
That's why we get along, because 'cause you're a lover and I'm a throat puncher. See? I got you.
yeah, yeah, y'all. She, she will mess you up. That's no joke, man. You want to check out her Instagram too. You'll see her doing this. What is that called anyway, girl? I don't even want to pronounce it wrong. What's it? My
What? Muay Thai?
Yeah, see what I'm saying? And she do it too. She'll knock your ass out. I'm telling you. Thank you, baby. Thank you
You're
for coming doing
welcome.
the show with me. Um, check out Ocean.
Jim Taro. I can't believe you just went blank. Are you nervous?
Yeah, I am nervous. I am nervous, but I'm happy. No, I'm not. It's like a happy nervous, right? It's done. Number one's down. Uh, Ocean Gem Tarot, check her out. Support her. One last thing before I close it out too, man. One thing I like to do, and I'm gonna say this because we all do it, or we should do it. If you're in a chat or you listen to somebody, I don't care if it's tarot or somebody's doing a live about putting their starter together. They're taking the time out of their day to show you something, to make something easier for you, to make your load a little bit lighter. So I'm not going to sit here and beg you to like, share, subscribe. That's not why I'm doing this, but I will tell you there are people out there that take their time for you, and
I
I
will.
appreciate.
Hit that like
Hit
button,
that like button,
subscribe, and then
share it,
that notification
subscribe.
bell, ding that, ding.
Don't
That
forget
way,
my
whenever
friend
the
here.
sun comes on, you will get notified.
Right on, right on. And that being said, every day we got to find a way to find a way. Why? Because we can't be great to start. We must start to be great, and great we will be if we just love and encourage one another. This is a journey for passion. Anthony, thank you so much for the intro. Misty, subscribers, love you. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you, Misty.